Hello, gang.
That coughing fit was so wow.
What do you want me to do? What am I supposed to do about that, Your Honor?
I didn't say that you were supposed to do anything differently. It just surprised me a little bit. That's all.
Surprised me too. That came out of
Yeah.
nowhere. How's everyone doing, Your Honor? I find myself personally in the absolute trenches. Um, it's been a rough emotional week, just a rough week in general. And then I tried to get contacts, right? And they were like, "Oh, Danielle, go get your contacts," because I never wear my glasses. And fun fact about me, I'm nearsighted in one eye, farsighted in the other, which I thought was just like a cute little quirk. Turns
Damn,
out actually have like medical like repercussions. So I went and I tried to get contacts and I got contacts and then they're like, I don't know. And then I put them on the next day and I was like, I don't think they're supposed to like burn like this. I was like screaming, crying, throwing up. They were burning. And so I went back and they're like, oh my God, Danielle, this is not normally how they're supposed to look. You had an allergic reaction to your contacts, but then they got stuck in my fucking eye. Um, and I didn't even have any glasses at that point, but they were like, you cannot walk out of here without like visual assistance because your eyes are that fucked up. I was like, I can see. So then I had to go and get an emergency pair of glasses, and I got these, and I hate them, and I look like Arthur.
I thought that they looked really cute.
I hate them so much, but thank you.
You know, it's so funny because my best friend is going through something very similar. She's now realizing that she really does need glasses, and she's fighting it as much as possible because she's scared of contacts, actually, which is a very unreasonable fear. But I digress. I got into contacts when I was in middle school, so it doesn't bother me as much anymore. I've never heard of like an allergic reaction. That was crazy.
Me neither.
Is it? Well, no, I actually have heard of it. Maybe it was the brand that they gave you.
See, that's what I thought, but then they were like, it turned into this whole thing. And I was like, guys, I can see. I take my glasses off all the time. And then the doctor was like, you can't do that. You can't
That's the
see.
problem.
And I was like, yes, I can. I mean, I did you why? Like, I'm fine. But no, it's been literally a whole thing. And the optometrist and I are on a first name basis. They were like, if we can't get this contact out of your eye, you're going to the hospital. And I was like, that's so OD. That's so OD, Your Honor. Anyway, All Elite Wrestling. How's everyone doing? Lyric, how are you doing?
This is such a.
I can't reach the internet right now. Check your modem or router connection and try again.
Oh,
Smart House?
Siri just started talking. No, that was Apple TV. I was trying to turn the television off after Dynamite, but I fumbled and hit the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. In the words of
instead of saying like, "Hey Siri," I say like Jarvis, like I'm Tony Stark, and then people will be like, that's not what it's actually Alexa. Shut up! I'm doing a bit. Oh my God.
Everybody's not gonna understand. Yeah, I think that that's actually a really good idea. I should change my name to Jarvis as well. I think that'll be fun.
I think it's fun. Anyway, Lyric, how are you doing?
Y'all, life is turning me every which way but loose. They tagging my ass from here, there to everywhere. The world is falling apart. The Voting Rights Act is about to get gutted, and I'm living in the southern state.
Guys, Luke and I are actively in the trenches. Tonight, I prompt us to put that aside for a second, to have some fun, because I know I need it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with what I promised that we would address on this episode: fan fiction, fandom, and the Omegaverse. So, first off, let's just get into it a little bit. Lyric, when you think about like fandom and fan fiction, like who, when you were younger, like who was that for you? And you don't have to say who it is now, but like who was that for you?
Oh, fandom. I was a part of a little bit of everything. I was a believer. I was a directioner. I was actually an OG 50. Not anymore. But I was an alienator. I was
You were busy.
I was busy.
You were booked and busy.
I was a Potterhead. I was in the Twilight fandom, bad. I was in the Hunger Games fandom, bad. Once I started watching Doctor Who, I was in that fandom, bad. I was definitely, obviously, into the wrestling, specifically WWE fandom, really bad. Growing up, those were the main things, though.
I am not ashamed to admit who I was when I was younger. Okay.
Yeah. Don't lie about it.
Who I still am now. This is bootleg Louis Tomlinson merch. Okay. I was a One Direction girl to my core. I still am. Something about that band just has a chokehold on me that will never be free. As a result, it was also 5 Sauce for me. And then I fear I do have to disclose that I have a history of RPF. For those
Jesus Christ.
For those who are unfamiliar, right? Like, I just realized, I had kind of the realization the other day, right? Like 200 views on YouTube is nothing, but 200 people who have seen you say something is a lot of people. And I sometimes
Many are saying this.
I don't put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, 200 views. I'm like, that's nothing. And then people be referencing stuff that I said, and I'm like, you were there? Who said that? What? There was an audience. Anyway, RPF is the idea of like you shipping real people, right? So like I know there's some people who watch the show just purely want to know what we have to say about wrestling, but we can't do that. Like we're physically incapable of getting right into Dynamite. So RPF idea of shipping real people is controversial because it's like, oh, like, should you actually be like meddling in people's lives? Should you actually be like, you could affect actual friendships, actual relationships? When I was 12, was I thinking about the parasocial relationships that I had with these people? No. I was just like, I think y'all be kissing. And that was enough for me to take that and run with it.
But you know what, though? I feel like we also come from a generation to where even if you were into RPF, there was at least most of us, I felt, were very much so. This is still in our little bubble.
It was legal.
Now, y'all be like, y'all write the filthiest things, and then you actually send it to the people and say, read this on live.
Yeah.
Read it on live right now.
Some forum at least. It was literally like you think about the One Direction fandom, right? Like that was split dead in half about whether or not RPF was legal or illegal.
Nasty, crazy times.
But we bring this up, right? Because I am fascinated by the idea of what people consider to be RPF versus like, oh, this is fiction. Because I read a lot of fan fiction, like Your Honor, a lot. I am not afraid to admit that. I will never tell you people what I read, but I read a lot of fan fiction. I have never ever read wrestling fan fiction, and I've never felt compelled to. I know lots of people do. I've never scratched that itch for me. I won't put Lyric on the spot and ask if you've ever. I said I won't ask, but I'm kind of asking.
Have I ever read wrestling fan fiction? Duh. I just said
really?
like, yes, of course I have. You have to think. I was on Tumblr back like at the height of like the Shield and Four Horsemen era.
Me too, but I guess like, well, I wasn't into wrestling at the time though. So like
the thing is, so last week actually, like last Thursday was my 19th anniversary as a wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling for over 2/3 of my life. So just about everything that you can possibly think of as it relates to wrestling, if I haven't like directly read it, I've certainly heard of it.
You know what? And I can't fault folks. It's never scratched that itch for me. But I will say, right, like I think that there are so AEW in particular, like y'all want that. They encourage that. They want that
I
bad.
will say, as somebody who did grow up reading this stuff, it's AEW is so interesting to me because I've never seen a company directly like market to it
Lean
before.
into it.
Like, I
Y'all
felt like
want
back in the day, the girls were kind of doing their own thing. This company is
You know what?
essentially sending you prompts every week and says,
Absolutely. Get to work.
like this.
Clock
It's
in.
almost scary. Too scary for me to engage with, to be honest, because it's just like, whoa.
It's like really on the nose. Yeah, I want to say two things. First off, I was never a Dan and Phil enjoyer. That wasn't for me. But I will say, congrats to them. I'm sure a lot of you all feel vindicated. Again, at a time where RPF was very illegal. I was never into them. Were you into them?
Yeah, you said of RPF?
No, Dan and Phil.
I found out who they were 2 days ago.
Okay. No, they were big. I was just never into them. You know what I will say? Like my YouTube. I don't know if I should confess these things. But I was gonna tell y'all my RPF ships as a. Why do we have unrestricted internet access at the age of 12? When I was younger, I was reading. What was I reading? Oh, Troy Sivan and Connor Franta.
Who's that?
That may not be for you. That Jalen and Chloe, I know y'all know who that is. Another one that has been vindicated recently. They were like, no, we worked together. We broke up, but like y'all was right at the time. I felt vindicated. And you know what else? Oh, well, I was gonna shift gears actually completely. So I prompted everyone. Now we're talking about the Omegaverse specifically, right? Lyric, would you like to explain the Omegaverse, or is this something that you want me to do?
I think you do such a great job of it. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay, so, 16 years, no ring. So, the Omegaverse. First of all, it starts with Supernatural, right? I was never a Supernatural girl, but you have to pay homage to the founding fathers, right?
Give them what you owe.
It starts with Supernatural. So in the Omegaverse, which is like you're stepping into a whole different it's like a whole subsection of fan fiction, right? It's a whole different beast. So like regular fan fiction is like, oh, like this person fell in love with this person. ABO is a whole different beast, right?
Closer to like, wait, never mind.
No, please. This is safe space.
You know what? I actually didn't even really discover ABO. Well, no, I always knew what ABO was, but I was really scared of it as like a genre for most of my life until 2 years ago.
That was my shit.
I know. I've seen your scores.
All right. I was reading Omegaverse shit when I was like 11. I wanted to.
Listen, guys. I want you to understand. Southern repression had me in a chokehold for most of my teen years and early 20s.
I was unburdened by these anchors.
I know. I'm aware.
They were attached to me, but I just wouldn't let them. But okay, so the basics of ABO, as Jalen mentioned, right? It's like the outdated idea. You hear it a lot now, like, oh, alpha males or like wolves, right? It's not real. The study has already been debunked. Like that's not actually how wolves work. Doesn't matter. ABO still persists. So the idea is like you got alphas who are like you know, like the top dogs, if you will, usually known for being like, you know, doers, but like also like they like protect their own, like take care of their own, whatever. Betas are kind of boring. They're kind of like neutral. They're like nothing. And then omegas are kind of like I don't want to say like submissive, but like low key. That's kind of the.
I like to think of omegas more of a
Yeah, hour already.
as the prize. You know, like
yes, exactly. No, that's a great way to put it. Omegas
they're
are
the
the prize,
prize.
and alphas are out to, you know, they try to get the prize. So we actually
Repackage misogyny for
yes,
for your
it's important to
favorite
note.
character.
It's important to note. A lot of it is, but that's why it's important to read like between like two boys, right? It makes you feel better.
Many are saying this.
It does. It does. It makes you feel better. Anyway,
What is this shit? Oh.
Because you don't have to. You don't like. The cognitive dissonance with misogyny exists when it's like two guys, at least to me. Anyway, so I also want to put Deeply Unserious Wrestling Podcast on the spot as well, because the four of us took a test to determine.
We can't tell people what we do in the group chat, bro.
That I put this on Twitter before I sent it to the group.
Oh
chat.
yeah, you did.
In my defense,
we were only supposed to take one test. We took 4.
Lyric, please share with the class. What were your results of this test?
What?
What were your results?
What did I get? Actually, I don't mind.
Jesus
Christ. First, wait. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look. On the first test, I got supportive beta. And I was like, nah. I said, this seems a little too boring for me. So I said, we're going to take a more extensive test. Bro, that other test took almost 20 minutes, by the way. It did take forever. But the second one, the more accurate one, I got soft omega, which makes sense. And then I sent a test to the group. We said, which fan fiction trope are you? And I got friends to lovers.
That never works, everybody. You know what else? Oh, this is a side note, right? I'm think that I'm going to make a TikTok series where I'm gonna pay for Hinge Premium for a week, and if I don't find my soulmate in a week, it means I have to text my
share it?
Huh?
Can we share a login?
Okay. But yeah, I'm like, if I don't find my soulmate in a week on Hinge Plus, then that means I have to text my ex. Anyway, so my results of the ABO test.
Dani, you're not going to keep sliding that in there.
I was an alpha this week.
This is the third time this week that you slid some bullshit.
I've been talking about 3 different.
Or I'm going to text my ex. The answer is no. You're not going to. It doesn't matter. You're not going to do it.
Don't mean nothing to me. It'll change these broke niggas' lives, but anyway.
That's beneath you.
I don't disagree.
I hate when you say that. I hate when you say I don't disagree.
Sometimes I like to go, hang out with the common folk. Just show that I'm down to earth.
One time, a girl put it on Instagram. She made this video. She said, "Yes, I know my worth, but sometimes I like to have a little sale. Why can't I have a
going on Hinge is like putting yourself on clearance. Honestly,
why can't I have a little sale?
But like, as long as you're setting the prices. But guys, so we can pivot talk about Dynamite. My results of the ABO test were alpha through and through. Who was surprised?
She's a liar. That's not what it said.
That's not how I remember it.
No, don't worry. I'm about to find it. I'm gonna remember. You got Braddy Omega.
Guys, does that sound like me?
Yes.
Absolutely not. I'm really frustrated by that test. And the description, I was like, I don't know who you think you are. Don't get it twisted. I need every single man on the internet to know this is the top dog. I am the alpha, brother. But yes, so I didn't take the like fan fiction trope. Lyric, what's one? And we will talk about Dynamite, but guys, come on, you can get that anywhere. Where will you get this? Dave Meltzer will never give this to you. All right.
Many are saying this.
Dave Meltzer, take the ABO test and let us know what your results are. Everybody go tag Dave Meltzer.
Absolutely
Alpha,
not. This
beta, omega test.
This will not be my legacy.
I would love for this to be mine.
This will not be my legacy. Absolutely not.
Must. You simply you simply must. What's a fan fiction trope that you love and one that you hate?
Y'all are gonna call me a hopeless romantic though. I love
bro, let's go.
I actually love friends to lovers. I enjoy enemies to lovers. You know, what else?
Enemies to lovers.
I do, unfortunately.
Like in real life?
No. Even though I've ended up in those situations in real life. I will say. Yeah. Not proud of it. But when it's fun, it's fun.
The hate in my heart is so pure. But
it's not real hate. It's not real hate. I've realized that in those situations, it's never like your deepest, darkest nemesis. Like for them, it's smoke forever. It's always people like, yes, you might have exchanged some words, but it's still intrigue. You like gain energy from the battle.
But see, that's me with everybody.
I hate fake dating. Yeah, I really do hate fake dating. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't hate it. I don't hate that. It's fine. I'm neutral on it. I do hate I hate love triangles. If you have to choose between me and the other bitch, pick her. Hello?
I don't like love triangles either.
I hate love triangles. I hate like when it's like a slight miscommunication and they like waste years on it. And you're like, oh, we could have been doing this the whole time. Yeah, because you're fucking stupid. I hate that. And I hate I can never do cheating. Ironically enough, I could never like read stuff where people take back a cheater.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Actually, I really love a good roommates to lovers.
That could be fun.
It is fun sometimes.
I'm a love girl. I'm a hurt, comfort, angst. I want my life going through it before anything gets better. I want you to suffer and to suffer and to suffer and to suffer.
I do enjoy like some angst, but it has to be a happy ending. I will only read angst with a happy ending. Like if it's like no happy ending or ambiguous ending, I won't do it.
I can do it like once a quarter, and it's just good. It keeps you humble and helps you remember that
that's one way to put it.
It also like makes things like a little bit less predictable. Yeah, I read hurt, no comfort. I sometimes, but if it's hurt comfort, I want like 300,000 words of you just suffering, and then like 20,000 words of people being like, "Oh, it'll be okay." I want suffering and suffering and suffering and suffering. I want everything to go bad for you, everything imaginable. You ever read reader inserts?
That's probably my least favorite. I hate reader inserts.
I couldn't do it either. I could never do it.
Yeah, I hate here's the thing, when you do the reader inserts, it shows me you're not really committed to this shit, the game, okay? You don't have any real commitment to the craft. You don't have a real commitment to the game.
You just had to write one character.
You want to have the quick gratification, right? You just want to put yourself in the mix. Like a real fanfic, like of somebody who's really dedicated to the fan fiction game, they understand it's not about you. This is about contributing something for the greater good. There is a girl waiting every single night at bedtime for you to update. This isn't about you. It's not about the day that you've had. It's not about your fucking job. It's not about, I don't care if your kids.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Would you update? You know what?
Hype.
Every time that, like, you know, especially for people like that update weekly or daily, right? Like somebody misses it and, you know, misses a week. And like, I'll just start scrolling and I get mad. I'll be like, so nobody that wants to work anymore, huh? Nobody wants to work
knowing
anymore.
my greedy ass is only reading. I don't help. I don't help nothing. But
I don't read.
I don't read unfinished fics. I have
Me neither. I will say I made that shift. I made that shift probably in the last 6 years of just, especially too, of like when I was a kid, not a kid, but like when I was like in my teens, I got burned too many times. I said never again.
No, I've been reading the same fic for better or for worse. Literally the craziest shit that you could think of since I was like 11. And I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And now at my big age of 23, I'm like, I'm professional.
Unless, yeah, Jalen, like unless I know somebody like literally updates regularly, like every single day, no.
How do we feel about impreg? So guys, this will kind of bring us into believe it or not. Right?
We should save this for whatever we do in December.
What does that mean? Oh, I was like, what are you talking? It's who's getting pregnant in December? I was gonna bring it up just in terms of like, well, I wanted to congratulate Kinosuke Takeshita, who was
on Impreg?
Huh?
On Impreg?
On being a product of Impreg.
Oh, well, yeah.
I was gonna say
probably the most successful product.
You know what? The most successful I could think of, that's for damn sure.
I mean, the most successful.
Ladies, get your man pregnant. Anyway, Kinosuke Takeshita, congratulations on being you. First of all, you wake up every day and you get to be you. That's huge. You are Beyonce. Thank you. Zack Saber shooters. I want us to also not take solace in the fact that we went out well, right? We did. Kinosuke Takeshita, I don't care that you don't do tours. We not doing the money too big, the money too long, right? I don't care. What?
30 minutes ago, they literally just announced that he's doing a house show loop for DDT.
Screaming.
He said, we are taking Big Shanahan's belt to Dramatic Dream Team. We gonna have Yoshihiko literally holding this shit, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And who gonna check me? Hello? Kinosuke Takeshita, congratulations. And in that same vein, I want to extend my deepest condolences to one of your fathers.
It's been a rough week, y'all.
It's been a rough fucking week. I genuinely, like, I know I tweet some crazy shit a lot, like some might say, but I've been thinking about Kota Ibushi at least 3 times a day since it happened, and it breaks my heart, just of all people to experience like a freak, you know, a event like that and to be out for like undoubtedly so long, and like we were so back and now it is so Jover, and I just I literally can't talk about it too long because it makes me physically ill, but Ibushi-san, we sitting right here for you. Just like we've been waiting for you in the past few years when you've been in, when you've been out, like your seat is always warm right next to me because I will never retreat. I will never abandon you, brother.
They said 2 years recover. There's a good chance that by the time Kota Ibushi is ready to get back in that ring, I'm gonna be 30.
Whoa.
Because if it's October 2025 now, I turn 28 next year in February 2026. So, yeah, this depends on when he comes back. Because here's the thing, for him to get ring ready, like we just talk about like
Stop.
cover.
I can't. I like.
Here's
I
the
literally.
thing. I will say this though. I'm willing to wait. I just
I'm willing.
and unfortunately, I hate that I think like this, but I'm just like, Kenny ain't gonna retire until Coda come back, right? Like,
No, he won't. He won't.
he won't do that. He won't do that.
He won't. But you know what? That's actually something that I feel like incredibly confident about. Like,
Kota Ibushi might have bought us some extra time. Like,
just can't
unfortunately,
happen without
like,
him, brother. You know what? Let's talk about Kenny Omega for a second. Kota Ibushi, we love you. Mwah. Golden Star, we will never let nobody talk crazy about you. I know what you are. You top 5 and you not number 5. Anyway, Kenny Omega glazing section, everybody. We love you, Kenny Omega. We love you so much. Oh my god, we love you, Kenny Omega. Why are you not busy on Saturday? Have we lost the plot?
I don't think he's in singles match shape.
I didn't say that. I said, why are you not busy on Saturday?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Actually, I think I do know. I think Kenny was supposed to work in a tag match, but not only did Kota get injured, let's play Where in the World is Andrade? Y'all, I don't know what he did. I have no idea. I have no scoops.
What is this nigga problem?
Because he got pulled from his indie dates. They ain't mentioned him since on on television. I said, oh my God, Andrade, what did he do to make these niggas that bad?
Like,
I think
for real.
Listen, and it's so crazy because it said, do you mean to tell me that in a wild turn of events, Kenny Omega just genuinely has nobody to work with?
Because, and you know what has to be so frustrating? Like, if you're on this fucking roster and like, we've said it a million times over, one of the barometers of success in AEW is getting that Kenny's match, is getting that Kenny cosign. If you're one of the many, many people on this roster and you got a semi-healthy Kenny Omega who is here and nobody gets one, like, not just like, oh, like, I don't think this person should get it. Nobody? Like, on the pay-per-view? I would be, man, the heat I would have backstage, y'all would have to call
everybody has been radio silent about this Andrade thing. I'm so scared.
Guantanamo Bay.
I think it's bigger than that, though. Like I said, he got pulled from his indie dates.
What did he do? I was never, like, I said on the show before, like, he's just always been, like, unsettling to me. Like,
but you know what? I feel like we need wrestlers like that. Like, we need wrestlers who are not beholden to any one promotion and treats them all the same. That genuinely believes they are the prize, and that genuinely, but does it through the front door, not the back door. They're very upfront with it. Oh man!
Fuck you, WWE. Thank you, WWE.
This nigga punched Sammy Guevara to try to get out of a contract.
Which, pause. A very understandable thing to do.
No, but you gotta think. The reason why it happened is because the week before, Eddie had punched Sammy. And he said,
oh, this is how you get gone?
If this gets him, he said, bet. Cool. I wonder if him and Sammy had ever even spoken before that.
I think it's funnier to picture that the answer is no.
he said, hey, man,
I'm sorry, brother. This is the way it's got to go down.
He went back to WWE to save his marriage.
Ended up common law married with Mello after they fought 7 times.
The marriage flops. After the news of the divorce drops, 2 days later, he posts a son that nobody had
Wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. That was that is what we really like. Y'all keep talking about him going to WWE, coming back to AEW. Yes, that's absurd. Whose child is that?
I know who it ain't.
I know. Where did this kid come from? And you know what? It be men talking about the divorce came out of nowhere. Well, where did the kid come from?
Y'all had my sister crying on Sherry Shepherd show. You can tell.
I try not to speak too much on people's real lives, but like everybody knows that is outlandish. Whatever the hell you got going on right now, brother, outlandish.
Cause bro, the son was like what, 2, 3? It's like funniest wrestler of all time.
And the caption was like, "I love being a dad." Does Cage know about this? Oh,
I must say,
never trust a man. You know what? Andrade is a peak example. Never ever trust a man.
No, but let me tell you what I really like about Andrade. What I really, really like about Andrade is the fact that a lot of wrestlers, they assume that like they got real motion in the sense that people care about what they got going on and care about their lives. But a lot of you, nobody cares about you specifically. They just care about you, the character that you play for the promotion, right? Like if you don't have that banner attached to your name, nobody cares. Andrade is exactly who he thinks he is. He should have dropped the album Am I the Drama? Because he is the drama. It doesn't matter if it's WWE, doesn't matter if it's AEW, doesn't matter if it's CMLL, doesn't matter if it's AAA. He is the drama.
You know what though? But you know what? The parallels are stronger with Nikki than they are with Cardi. Because Cardi at least was Cardi was asking the question, Andrade, you are the answer, right? Cardi said, could it be me that's instigating all of this? But you look at Nikki, right? Nikki, why do you have a problem with Megan? No clear answer. Nikki, what's your actual problem with Cardi? No real answer. Nikki, what happened with you and Lotto? No real answer. If everybody named mama got a problem with you, the issue might be internal. You know what? I feel a similar way about that Chicago man, but I'm gonna keep that pushing. Anyway, All Elite Wrestling had a show tonight called Dynamite / Collision. It was 3 hours. I cannot talk about all 3 hours. It does not. I think AEW is genuinely trying to counter program and take down the Dynamite Diaries because they keep having really long ass shows and they know that we have 9 to 5s. And I think that they hate the working folk, the common people, and the Dynamite Diaries specifically. So if this has to be like a gender thing, I'm fine with making it that, like, but it is clearly a targeted attack. Thank you.
How we start the show tonight? Oh, Chris and Tony started the show tonight. I want to say this. Chris Statlander, I didn't know you talk like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like if anybody's been paying attention, this, especially the way that this run has gone, like since All Out specifically, it does feel in a way like a test. It feels like a test for Chris, but not just Chris, but specifically for the homegrown talent on like the women's side. And the thing is, when it comes to the men's roster, we've seen these tests before. Like, I think Hangman got to go through that gauntlet, like, from the beginning, the Jerichos, the Moxes, the Kennys, these established stars, right? And so he got to go through those fences, like, jump through those hoops to prove that he was worthy of carrying the mantle. Although there have been homegrown women's champions before, you have to think, AEW did not always have the roster depth and the star power for it to be as meaningful as it is right now. In the sense of, Chris is really battle tested. They put her up against Mercedes, but now she's up against Tony. And she's now having to prove that her as a homegrown talent, is on the level of these stars who were already established, and not just on the level, but can be just as good, if not better, in several regards. And so it's been very interesting to see, because it feels like she's been tested, tested as a character, tested on the mic, places that I don't think have always been her. I don't even want to say they weren't her strengths, but because she was so underdeveloped, in a way that I think a lot of women not named Tony and Mercedes were underdeveloped, especially over the last 1.5 years, maybe even 2. I think she's just knocked it out of the park. And I think you have things with the difference between her and somebody like Willow is that Willow's character has always been super easy to understand. Just she's Willow Nightingale. She's happy. Watching her happy makes you happy. She really doesn't have to do too much because she's just really natural at it. But they work at it, and you can tell she's really working really hard. Fantastic. But I will also say, with the level that she's performing at right now, and even the stuff she's doing right now, it is a reminder that, bro, this company really did waste their time for the last 2 years.
Yeah. I will say, I think that Tony, I do think that it will be interesting to see, right, what happens next, because I think that Tony is such a natural, and she's at the top of her game in terms of promos.
Yeah.
That it will be interesting to see what happens next when Chris is in a different feud where maybe that's not the case. So I'm compelled, and I think that she's done a good job. I just just makes me think about what's next. But I love this whole thing. I think this match is gonna be phenomenal. I'm really excited about it. I've wanted the singles match. We've all wanted the singles match for a long time. But yeah.
Absolutely. They absolutely killed this build. They knocked it out of the park. Next, we had Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express versus Josh Alexander, Hechicero, and Mark Davis. Let me tell you something. Unfortunately, Don Callis has become very entertaining. When he does that little shit, when he started Hechicero,
stupid as hell.
I giggled. I giggled.
Yo soy hechicero. I am hechicero.
I will say,
no, you're not. You're bald.
And I'll also say, guys, bro, if he doesn't win Manager of the Year, he genuinely got robbed. And even at this point, from a quality perspective, if you don't believe in him, from a quantity perspective, how many champions is this nigga managing?
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, if you is also a winning percentage thing, right? You got 30 niggas on a team and you got 4 champs, your odds was always gonna be better. I don't disagree with you, but
I get it. Well, what's the alternative?
I don't have one.
Exactly. But I was gonna say too, that promo that they filmed earlier this week on his birthday with the Don Callis
made my night.
I watched it at least 6 times.
I loved it. Cash Money Kazu, they ain't never gonna make me hate you. They will never make me hate you. He said, "Oh, wrong button."
Bro, and the thing is, what I think is so funny, and I've realized is all of these people have gotten really good at like their facial expressions, and so even when they don't say anything, everything is worth watching. Kyle Fletcher, like if you saw Kyle Fletcher's
Yeah.
face, he showed off that Takeshita video, but like Kyle doesn't want to get jumped by the group, so he just kind of like let it go. But he's peeped it already, like.
Yeah.
And when Kyle turns on Takeshita, that's what's gonna really break me. Like that's gonna have me really, really, really ready to boohoo.
Maybe he won't. Maybe. No, he
Maybe
will.
they'll run off into the sunset together and break free of that bald-headed
The
demon.
demon.
Kyle Fletcher turning on
Nobody mind control.
It's
I
gonna
will say,
happen.
we were talking earlier, guys, about fan fiction. I know Kyle Fletcher is sick to his stomach because there are 6 works of fan fiction of Archive of Our Own for Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita. And I know Kyle Fletcher is busy and he probably hasn't had time to write his next, edition. Because I'm convinced 4 of them are him. Um, y'all gotta help my sister out. He wants that so bad. He put him on his merch and shit. They have a name together and then they add each other to the entrance. Yeah, help him out. Yell
Um,
him out. He wants it.
Unfortunately, Kyle's biggest tag is did you look?
Yes.
Who is it?
His biggest tag is Osprey.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like a little bit incestuous to me. But you know what? Let's talk about that because Kyle Fletcher, they love to be like, oh, Kyle Fletcher was like Osprey's little brother. They used to tell y'all they was kissing. They told y'all they was kissing.
I mean, they're Australian and British, so like they're not related.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like they used to be like, oh, when they had the big split, I was like, oh, they're like brothers to each other. Brothers don't kiss on the mouth, or at least they shouldn't. I don't know how y'all down over there.
The stories that Will Ospreay used to give away for free. Y'all really had to be there at that time. You'll never hear it again. But man,
well, you might. That's the thing. You might. The chance is still non-zero. But no, it used to be something wicked. Well, Osprey, we still on your ass. Come on, Black Girl Wrestling, or whatever next surgery. So what? Okay.
come back.
Fuck it.
Anyway,
but Jurassic Express, welcome back, joy, hope, happiness. The world cannot deal with another evil white man right now. I don't have it in me. I know everybody was watching this, like, waiting for Jack Perry to be evil. Tonight he was not evil.
He took a bullet for Kenny and he did flips again. He all right with me.
He all right with me, just like you should be doing. That's what everybody should be doing.
Shout out to my dinosaur, Luchasaurus. It's good to see you, my boy. I'm glad you in better health and better spirits. We up, my boy. Yeah. The Young Bucks.
His birthday. Did we not even acknowledge that?
Oh my god! Wow, I need to sleep for this. Hold on. Give me a second.
I think you punch. Wait, let me double check. It's either today or tomorrow. Doesn't matter. It's this week.
Yes, it's his birthday today. And it's also my brother's birthday. Turned 19 today.
Happy 19th birthday to Lyric's brother.
But he doesn't matter right now. Kenny Omega. I just want to say, no, seriously. Y'all be cool, y'all be cool.
Yeah, be normal.
You mean so much to me. Like, no. There's so much about who I am today that wouldn't be true if it wasn't for me discovering you. But really, 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 I always knew who Kenny Omega was for years, and I always knew like he was like one of the very greats, you know, before I even saw him wrestle, just the way that people talked about him, right? But when I finally locked in with Kenny Omega, it was at the time in my life where I was lost. And I'm about to meet you, bro. Like I'm being real. And I was so depressed. And between getting into Kenny and the Elite and Golden Lovers and all that stuff, like my brain was completely rewired. The way that I thought about wrestling, the way that I engaged with wrestling, the way that I consumed wrestling, everything changed all because of him. Like, and he made me want to love this sport again. He made me want to do this again, write about it, be a part of it, be in the building for it. Like, that was my real motivation for the first pay-per-view. I had been a wrestling fan for over a decade and a half, and I had never left town for a show before, never gone to a pay-per-view. And after All Out, the Elite got suspended. They said they was coming back at Full Gear. I booked a plane ticket to Newark, New Jersey for Full Gear for the return of the Elite, because I said I gotta be there. And Kitty, you've been through so much, and you continue to give your best. They could never lace your boots. You will always have a home here. We will always sing your praises. I'll never play about you. I don't think I'll ever love another man like this.
I know I won't.
I watch your entrances. I watch your stuff in tears. I be boo-hoo crying. I think about you aging and I cry. I think about you retiring and I cry. You truly are the god of professional wrestling. You the greatest to ever do it. I ain't never gonna let nobody talk about you.
Ever.
I don't care. And I think you even rawer, you even cooler, because you never went to Stanford. And the fact that you built your own legacy and became the greatest in spite of it, you made me feel like I could do that too. And so,
and yeah, look, Kenny Omega, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I consider myself a little bit of a fan. Just of Kenny Omega. You know what? I feel like honestly we do a really good job of like being very chill about most wrestlers, like largely unfazed. Kenny Omega, I like the most phased you can be. If I'm telling God's honest truth, so circa 2016, I saw the picture of shirtless Kenny Omega in that Bullet Club jacket. I said, now what's going on over there? I didn't even watch wrestling. I did not watch.
What y'all doing over there?
I saw that picture. I said, now hold on, who's that and what's going on? So when I say Kenny Omega like fully brought me into the world of pro wrestling, I had seen some before. I had I watched casually a couple of times throughout the course of my childhood. I saw that picture and it sparked. Here we are 7 years later, with a show to talk about the show that you created. Isn't that cool? But truly, like, not to get corny for half a second, because we will move on. We've already had our Kenny Omega glazing section, but it's his birthday. Who would we be if we didn't acknowledge it? Truly think like it is very. I don't find most people inspiring. Like, everybody's just like a person, like whatever. But I have always admired the fact that Kenny Omega has done everything his way. He's never changed. His personality. He's never changed the way that he carries himself. He's never changed. Like, he's evolved, so that's not what I mean, but like at his core, he has been the same. He's been giving you the same Kenny Omega for 20 years, and it is absolutely like just a reminder to me that like you can actually get as far as you want and like not bend or conform to anybody else's standards. Like you can actually think bigger, dream bigger. Like what you want may not even exist yet, you can build it. And like I feel like a lot of times like we talk and we credit like the Bucks obviously and Cody obviously in terms of like creating AEW, and all deserved credits. I'm gonna leave Cody over there. I'm talking, well, the Bucks a lot of times we're like, yeah, no, they're the backbone of AEW, absolutely. But also understanding, right? Like, were the Bucks in high demand? Absolutely. Kenny Omega would have walked into WWE walking off water. He would, baby. He would have turned that shit inside out, upside down, and they would have like. He took a bet on himself, and what he loved and what he cared about, and every time he steps in the ring, like I feel something, like I just cannot really. It's weird because I also acknowledge, like, yeah, there are definitely parasocial elements to this relationship. I don't know how to fix that. But like I know him. Like
when it comes to him, like it doesn't even feel
thing.
parasocial. Like no, like you don't get it. Like we know each other. Like yeah,
That's
you just
me.
like you really don't get it. No, like I don't even think. I think he's truly the inspiration for AEW, like in the sense of from the wrestling component. Like
Yes.
Kenny was the direct inspiration for what wrestling on this side of the Pacific Ocean could be.
And we've said it a million times over. We have to talk about the rest of Dynamite because I have to go to bed. But like we've said it a million times over. All of your favorite male wrestlers and some of your favorite female wrestlers came here because Kenny Omega worked here. They came here to get that cosign. They came here to get that match. Okay? And to this day, the line is out the door, wrapped around the motherfucking block. Because AEW does not, to your point about like the wrestling aspect, AEW is not a compelling wrestling product at the beginning without Kenny Omega. It's not.
So,
And for as much as Cody Rhodes liked to open his mouth, right? The girls were tuned in to see the Elite, Your Honor.
the Elite and Mox.
And Mox. But Mox came why?
Because of Kenny.
Exactly. And y'all like, oh, Jericho.
G1
Y'all like, oh,
because
Jericho. Where did Jericho come from, Your Honor? Why was he there?
Wrestle Kenny.
Exactly.
In the dome, brother.
Exactly. All roads in All Elite Wrestling always lead back to Kenny Omega. Do not ever forget that. Happy birthday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Come on the Dynamite Diaries one day. That would be like the world's most silent episode. We'd just be like,
We just stare. We would just stare and
a
be
couple
like,
of bitches who've never been lost for words. We just look
I'd
at each
watch
other.
him
And he
play
real
with-
awkward too, so he wouldn't help.
I would watch him play with his cat for 30 minutes.
Hey, yo.
I mean Dobby. His cat Dobby. Don't.
Hey, clip that. Clip that.
Y'all know what I meant. His actual cat Dobby, who always
My
crawls
favorite
over.
Omega. We talk about Omegaverse. My favorite Omega.
When y'all know when when he does interviews, his cat is always crawling all over him. Let's not do this.
Y'all know exactly what she's talking about. Whoa, hey, yo.
If I went silent, me and Hangman, I know for a fact, me and Kitty, y'all.
Could you imagine, like, because when we met Hangman, like, there were words coming out of my mouth that I don't remember saying. If we were to meet Kenny, like, I think we'd be on a watch list. But I think I'm putting myself back into Kenny Omega jail starting tomorrow. I can't talk about him for a week, otherwise people are gonna think that it's excessive and it's weird. So I'm trying to be normal. So back in Kenny jail I go, but happy birthday. Mwah. Goodbye.
I digress. What was the other super interesting parts of this show? Well, you know what? Let's just hop around to what's mostly interesting, and then we'll run down the WrestleDream card. Mox and Darby, them niggas was talking on the
That
jail.
was fantastic. Whoever's idea that was needs a raise. That was great.
Oh my
And
god.
so fitting. It's not something that you could have just done with anybody. This felt like, no, these two motherfuckers crazy. That yes, that is the only way. That was a top tier AEW production.
I'm gonna actually have to rewatch that. It was so eerie. Pat coming out of nowhere, bang, bang, bang. His face sliding down the glass and blood. I said, "This is a horror film."
Somebody is going to. This match terrifies me because, like, I really thought we were done after the coffin match. This match terrifies me because neither one of these people have ever said I quit like in their life. Like I'm scared. If that's not like the main event, I really fear for whatever comes after it because like
they gonna have to. I'm gonna be honest. If it's not the main event, they should, because I don't think Mercedes is actually wrestling. They should just put her segment afterwards, because 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be like a debut or a return.
yeah,
So
do that. Because
but
as much as I love Hangman, as much as I love Samoa Joe, and as much as I think that's gonna be a 5-star match, I think that what Darby and Mox are gonna do is going to be so gory and graphic that people are gonna have a hard time, picking up and moving on.
Yeah, give Mercedes a segment on the top of the stage as y'all clean up whatever the fuck is happening, and let's just keep it pushing.
Intestines and shit.
Speaking of Mercedes, big weekend for the CEO. I will say this. We need to get something significant coming out of this weekend for Mercedes.
Absolutely.
Dropping the title, she either is meeting her ender, or she's wrestling on Friday and she's wrestling on Sunday. She'll obviously be at WrestleDream on Saturday. There's a lot of different things happening right now with women's wrestling, specifically Japanese women's wrestling. We're heading into a big time of year. It's all really exciting stuff. It's a lot of major star power. Mercedes and AEW, we need something.
Yeah,
more.
Get in the booth.
But I don't think we'll have too much longer to find that out. That is the good news, because she does break the record. What, in 2 days? She breaks the record tomorrow. Yeah, she breaks the record because today is already Thursday, so she breaks the record tomorrow. And then WrestleDream is Saturday, so we gonna find something out soon. What else is interesting? Brian Danson on commentary when Hangman was on commentary is so funny because he's just grinning.
He looked just like me.
He's just grinning.
Great idea, cowboy.
He says it's so funny. He said, "What did Hangman say? Samoa Joe looked like a what? A Christmas hen?
Christmas ham.
Christmas ham."
Which is crazy.
Listen, Samoa Joe is still properly frightening. The Opps are still cool. I would have probably left out here, but I don't think it matters. They'll get him eventually. I'm kind of confident in that now. I will say, Roosh is the funniest wrestler ever, bro. I said, now what does this got to do to you with you?
Literally less than nothing.
He said, I'm leaving with something.
Him and Andrade go way back.
He said, listen, I'm leaving with something today.
Your Honor, how can I make this about me? And you can't even really be mad.
But you got to think, he did that the last time that he was in what was it? It was a 6-man, 8-man against Hangman. He said, "Where's the world champ? I'm gonna be there with him." Yup. Roosh said, "Listen, hey man, I told y'all I could play nice.
Shoot or shoot. What the hell I look like holding on to the ball?"
He's so funny. He said, "Hey,
you have to respect it though. I mean, hustle is hustle."
He said, if Andrade ain't get it right, hey, you got a real Latino man right here.
He said, "I heard Kenny need a match on Saturday."
Take me through that. Take me through that. Take me through that. Take me through that.
Oh my God.
But yes, Samoa Joe and Hangman. This feels like a brown liquor matchup. I feel like I gotta go to the liquor store and buy some Maker's Mark. This is grown man crap.
Yes.
Like, it's gonna put some hair on your chest. You know, everybody ain't gonna understand, but I understand.
Guys, going back to Alpha, Beta, Omega dynamics, what do you think Hangman is? We don't need an answer right now, Your Honor. Just let's think on it.
I think a reluctant alpha.
I think so too, right? Because like I feel like Omega's the easy answer because you're like, oh, like he's like soft or whatever. Yeah, but he's also like, you know, that's a grown man right there.
He was scared of his own power.
Yeah, exactly. He's like an alpha that presented late.
He's afraid of his own power, though. And that's why I said reluctant.
Agreed. Anyway, what else happened tonight?
The Death Riders. What else happened? Dani and Yuta teaming up now in front of Bryan Danielson while Mox looks on is crazy to me. Also, Claudio is about to blow this entire operation up. I don't think.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it, which is fine. It frustrates me because I think it should be Pac, but whatever.
See, here's the thing. I think that they're just all gonna move up. I think Pac's just gonna be the lieutenant. I don't think he needs to be the leader.
But I think he can be.
I don't think he really wants to be.
I think that Pac is scarier than Claudio. That's my controversial take of the night.
But here's the thing. I think that that's going to work in their favor because, like, I don't think the leader ever needs to be the scariest person. I think the executioner. I think the lieutenant should be the executioner. I think that's what Claudio is to Mox. And I think, like, if Claudio becomes the leader, I think Pac being the executioner of the group is going to be better.
I understand where you're coming from. I gotta be honest.
Maybe they'll lead the group together. Which I think is also.
I don't think that Claudio is going to be all that interesting outside of like whatever conflict he has with Mox. Like I think Pac. I'm not gonna get on my Pac train again. Y'all know how I feel about Pac. Like that's my dog. Woo. I gotta stand up for my clients, Your Honor. I'd be a bad.
No. I respect it. I know how you slide for Pac, and I appreciate it for real. Everybody got to remind people the demon is home. The demon,
he get back and talk about it.
But y'all, like Claudio is scary to the point where I'm like, nah, Mox, they gonna kill you. And when they did the little angle in the collision hour of like Darby laying the flag in front of Mox, I feel like there was a double meaning to it. Like him telling him to quit. Like I feel like he was also kind of telling him to quit the Death Riders as well. You know, and fight for AEW. He's so interesting. But you also heard Darby say he said I would have joined the Death Riders.
Yeah, that was odd to me.
He said, but unfortunately, you killed Bryan Danielson.
So I don't respect you. which like okay, but like I don't know. I just feel like out of everybody, I feel like everybody in the world had a justifiable reason to join the Death Riders except Darby Allin.
It's the connection with Mox. I think it's the connection.
Yeah,
I will say,
stretch to me.
if they stick the landing, truly, Darby and Mox really gotta go into what was as an all-time feud in AEW.
I agree.
Yeah, brother. I'm legit terrified.
Me too.
Because the thing is, if y'all done already set each other on fire, what's left?
I think one of you has to have a gun, right? Like,
I got a question. Imagine, so you at AEW pay-per-view, you may or may not be wrong. No, I'm asking
okay.
You know, we've all done it several times. So, like, imagine you at a pay-per-view. What would you do if Darby Allin pulled out a gun? For real. Like, would you just be like, unfortunately? No,
I think I would have to leave. I don't know. I think I draw my line there. Yeah.
I will say, unfortunately, I wish I was a better person, but I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna sit there and be like, "Whoa!" Unfortunately,
because I, like the logical side of me would be like, okay, like he has to have all these different permits to have that here. Like I'm not actually in danger. Like it won't be me. But like if I knew if it was like a steel cage match, he introduced it and it was just like him and Mox, would I be able to look away? I don't know.
listen.
I feel like AEW, we're only like half a step away from that happening.
Unfortunately,
it might sound outlandish anywhere else.
When I go to AEW pay-per-views, it's like my inner freak as it relates to like gore and blood. I turn into a person I don't recognize.
Me too.
So they pull out so much different shit. I'll be like, hell yeah, keep it coming.
Yeah. Set him on fire. Yep. Kill him. Yeah.
I think that's also too. I was in the building for every last one of Hangman and Swerve's pay-per-view matches. I watched them progressively go from worse to worse. And every time I'm like, yeah.
Freak off. Oh wait, no, not like that.
We don't have to archive this entire episode, bro.
No,
we done talked so crazy.
You know I didn't mean it like that. You know I didn't mean it like that.
So crazy on this episode.
Lyric was talking about Kitty with his kitty out.
I was talking about an actual cat named Dobby.
Yes, and I was talking about pro wrestling when I said freak. You guys know that? Oh, we getting clipped.
But yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of afraid. For Darby versus.
Y'all have that Red Cross donation truck right outside. Y'all give blood because Darby.
And this is gonna sound crazy. Well, I don't know why it sounds crazy, but because it's true. But I'm most scared for AEW matches when I feel like the people really /respect each other behind the scenes. And unfortunately, I feel like Darby and Mox are each other's favorite to work with.
Yeah, why the hell do you think we waited for the bitch to get off Everest?
And when people that actually like each other in this company work together, they do crazy things. Like, it was somewhere around, once we got to the Texas death match, it became very clear. Hangman and Swerve, they giggling behind that. As soon as they went backstage, they're giggling. They're laughing at us.
They was on AL3 just like us.
They laughing at us as we speak. This is their favorite feud too. Who else? Mox was holding the company hostage. They said, "Will you drop it to Hangman?" All right, sure, fine.
Eventually,
fine. Will Ospreay on his second cage match ever. I get to do it against Kyle. Let's try to kill each other.
Yeah, Matter of fact, let's start the match. Everybody get on top of the cage right now.
That Revolution Steel cage match, it kept getting progressively wilder of like, how are they not dead? And then they kept kicking out. Why are you alive? That's how you can tell when people are really like, they really locked in because they don't know when to stop.
I think it's really you saying "Why are you alive?" instead of "How are you alive?" is very funny.
Too many are saying this. But I digress. Mox and Darby, praying for you. Let's see.
Said, no, for real, y'all give blood, especially if you're type O.
Hey, if you are in St. Louis, Missouri, we need you at the local Red Cross. Get to your local blood bank because guess what? Darby Allin is going to need it. Do you hear
You know
me?
what? That actually low key be like a really good like volunteering thing for AEW to do.
That would be really cool.
You know, if they're like, you know, I don't know. I would collab with the blood bank, and I'd have Red Cross be like, please, if you're in the city, like we need donations right now. We've seen the stuff that AEW produces, and we don't know if we have enough. And all of a sudden, they've got all this extra blood, and they need it for themselves.
Especially in October too. Like lean all the way into the spooky.
Yeah, I low key would do that. AEW, but y'all don't like good ideas.
Unfortunately. Trying to think. What were the women's matches tonight?
Hater.
Oh, Jamie Hayter. Hey, listen, earlier in the show, Excalibur slipped up and was like, he went from Claudio to Tekla's man. And then when Tekla did the promo against Jamie after, she had the red light in the background. And she was sounding a little bit like Mox. I said, I think this is red hair. I think Jamie's going to turn. Tekla really has nothing to gain by joining the Death Rider. She's already evil. She already has minions.
I think so too, actually. I didn't think so. I didn't necessarily associate what was said tonight with that, but I do think that she's gonna turn.
So that's fun. Also Jamie looks great. This is the best she's looked in the ring in a minute. Like she looks great. Now the other women's match, while I thought it was good, Harley Cameron, why are you kicking out of a F5? I said, huh? And here's the thing. I get what people are saying of like, oh, they want to make the Liger Bomb the definitive move. Okay, cool. No. No. But I really hope that Megan Bain versus Willow ends up being a number one contenders match for the TBS championship. It looks like we're heading towards that match anyway. Might as well make it for something. It'll probably end up being though for the advantage and blood and guts, but still, I digress. What else happened tonight? The main event. I think you know what. To save time, let's just run down the WrestleDream card. Can you tell me your level of excitement from 1 to 10?
Like 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10. Sure. We're gonna start from the tailgate brawl. Eddie Kingston and Hook in action.
6. Don't know who.
4. The conglomeration, Tomohiro Ishii, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Pac, and Daniel Garcia.
6.
Not gonna lie, y'all got Pac in there. 8.
Pac my demon. That's the only reason it is 6. Thank you.
Pac and Ishii across the. We're gonna have a good time. What is FTR versus Jet Speed?
I'm expecting a Jet Speed carry. 7.
7.5. Saturday tailgate brawl: Penelope Ford and Megan Bain versus Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron.
6.
6. Tekla versus Jamie Hayter, WrestleDream main card.
6.
8. because I think something interesting is going to happen, like either on the road to Blood and Guts or something. Like this is, if I'm not mistaken, this might be the first non-title women's match on the main card since Willow and Stat last year All Out. So this is rare. So
That's
something
fair.
big. Yeah. Trios match, Tornado Trios match. The Demand, Ricochet, Toa Luiona, Bishop Khan versus the Hurt Syndicate.
6. I don't really see how this is different from our street fight.
Well, it's the rubber match. They are currently 1-1.
I know, but I don't really think that this match will be different from the street fight.
Well, I'm 7.5 on it. 500K match, Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express.
9.
10.5.
Young Bucks, their rent is literally due.
Young Bucks Jurassic Express, 10.5. Thank you. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe, 5 TNT Championship.
I thought your number was 5. I was like, oh, that's low. 7.
7.5. AEW World Tag Team Championships, Brodito versus Konosuke Takeshita.
10 million out of 10. 10 badillion. We don't have the numbers for it. That's my match. Circle it, star it, underline it. You can say that's Danielle's right the fuck there.
27. That's mine. I Quit match, Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley.
Oh, wait. WrestleDream is Jalen's 21st birthday. Oh my God, sorry, we got a pregame. Darby Allin versus Jon
Are you going to actually show up this time?
Shut up. I was asleep. I forgot. I will be awake for this one. It's at night. I have so many fun ideas for Black Girl Wrestling that y'all all have to come on. But anyway,
the rating, sister.
Darby versus Mox. 9. It would be a 10, but I'm scared.
I mean, I don't think that makes me any less anticipatory for it, so I'm just going to give him a 10. Sure. Chris versus Tony.
9.
9.5. Heyman versus Joe.
9.
9.
And then we have it, folks. Our word is final, mind you.
Many are saying this. Once again, I'm actually really excited for WrestleDream. I'm excited for it to be at night, so we all can have proper libations, and I can really get.
Day drinking is legal,
but no, like I'm gonna be honest, it's something about how do I say this? Part of me feels like WrestleDream is about to be a horror film, and that means I like being tucked in my bed with the lights getting low, libation. Like I feel like what Mox and Darby about to do to each other, it needs to happen. It has to happen like after
dark.
Yeah. Move out.
Lights out steel cage for me.
You know, like the freaks come out at night, you know. The freaks come out at night. But I digress. Lots of wrestling to watch this weekend.
I want moonshine. That's crazy.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking, no, I'm going to Liquor Store tomorrow. Oh, God.
I gotta think of some fun like cocktail names.
There's apparently an espresso martini flavor of Cutwater, so I'm gonna see if I can find me a box tomorrow.
I've never had those.
I've had half of one. They are deceptively strong.
I know they're very strong. That's why I stay away.
Oh, this is the job, please. But yes, we're gonna have a really good time this weekend. At WrestleDream Hive. Outside of that, make sure that you tune in on Friday to Arena Mexico. Mercedes will be defending the CMLL World Women's Championship against Persephone. It'll also be the Amazonas Tournament final. Hazuki and Kaguma from Stardom they'll be teaming up with Kanji from Rev Pro. So it's Women's Month in CMLL, so tons of women's matches. And then next week is the CMLL Women's Grand Prix. People from Hazuki, Kaguma, Mina, Thekla, Sky, Julia, Diamante, Kanji are all doing it. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. So tune in. Moonshine. If I could find something, I'm gonna get it. I just gotta be able to find it. But I have a problem that I will. Like I said, this is the South, so I'll be
yeah. I'm the North remembers. We don't get down like that. Lyric, do you have anything to promote?
Not right now. No.
Everybody keep your eyes peeled for Black Girl Wrestling. I have some fun stuff coming up. I know I say that a lot, but then people cancel on me. But I actually do have some fun stuff coming up. And stay tuned. I think it'll be out Friday, and I'll let you guys know that the title of this video is Hate of the Union. And we will be discussing all of the things that I hate in pro wrestling along with my my guest this time. It's just my friend this time. But
I was about to say, who's your guest?
It's just my friend this time. But I have some fun ones coming up. As long as people follow through.
Wow. Well, thank you all for tuning in to the Dynamite Diaries.
My Louboutin.
You'll see us. We'll probably be live tweeting WrestleDream. Will there be a space before? Who knows?
There should be a space before. There will be a review show on Black Girl Wrestling. Notice how I just invited Lyric. She will be on the review show on Black Girl Wrestling. And matter of fact, Jalen and Chloe will too.
Y'all, Dani texted me the other day, like formally invited me to come on the podcast.
I introduced myself and everything. When is Oscar coming though? You guys gotta ask that British man. He British. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Y'all,
the British are coming.
Y'all need to hide it in tweets about like stuff like Krispy Kreme and like Nando's.
Yeah, we gotta bait him.
Oh wow, I love the Nando's mouse sauce. Go on Black Girl Wrestling.
No, for real. We gotta slip it in there. But guys, you will know once I've secured that. I will simply tweet the British are coming. That will be.
When I get the things that I prayed for, I'm not going to tell people, but there will be signs.
Right now, when I get like cool interviews, it's like hook, line, and sinker. Like hook is when they said yes. Line is like, when it's recorded, and sinker is when it comes out. So like, yeah.
Fun. Well,
anyway.
Thank you for tuning in for the Dynamite Diaries, 12:47 a.m. And I am tired.
God. Please come back.
We
won't talk about Omegaverse next week, promise.
But we can't make any promises about the week after. All right. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.